Welcome to Bacon, No Bacon.
How's it going, dude?
Good, man. Maybe, I don't know if people will find this interesting to have a behind the scenes. It's so, every time we go to set this up, we were supposed to start at 3, it's now 3:16. Even though we've done it 3 times now.
Yeah.
The setup still took 16 minutes of reframe, check the
That's because you got to kick out one of your kids and make one of their rooms into a podcast studio. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, and leave it set up, because right now,
Yeah.
there's no tablecloth. I don't know if you could see the tablecloth, but usually there's no tablecloth. The tablecloth is now covering a puzzle. This has been puzzle central for the last 3 days.
It's like a jungle
My kids
gym
are
in there.
addicted to it. The neighbor wouldn't leave last night. He's like, no, we got to finish the puzzle. Najib was over, and he's like, no, we can't quit the puzzle. So, yeah, my podcast studio is also the puzzle department.
Well, look, man, it's as professional as it's going to get at this point, I guess.
Yeah, we're trying. We're still working it out.
You've got a new camera on the way, at least.
Yes, I spent another $600 on more podcast shit.
It wasn't $600.
Amazon came today already. I got the memory card. I got the 3 new batteries for the new camera.
How did you get it already?
I ordered it yesterday.
Dude, I live in LA and Amazon Prime doesn't even happen anymore. I don't know what's going on, but I order stuff and it takes at least 2 days to get here all the time, even if it's Prime. It didn't used to.
Where I'm looking right now. So I'm talking to Abdul there, just to give you the inside scoop of what. That's Abdul. He's on my new tripod that I just got from Amazon like 25 minutes ago.
Oh, cool, man. Oh,
My phone is set up on the new tripod.
That's awesome. So you got the tripod already, and you got the memory card.
Yeah, the tripod there for the cameras.
And when's the camera coming?
Tomorrow. Or Tuesday. Tuesday?
I'll
be gone.
You're going to be out of town.
To Toronto, yeah.
Oh, man.
But we'll still try to tape one. We'll try to tape one while I'm in Toronto. Maybe we'll be able to get our first guest. That would be exciting. All right, our first guest on the podcast.
Ooh la la. Where are you back home? You're going to what, for the debaters? You're going to go to Toronto?
Toronto for the debaters.
Recording an episode?
An anniversary of some kind. I don't remember. I think it's 15-year anniversary maybe of the debaters.
Your 15th anniversary or theirs?
No, like of the show. Of the show.
Okay.
It's a big one. I don't know. They said that it was a big. I forget what they said. But it's an anniversary of some kind.
Wow, that's
maybe
cool.
the 1000th episode, maybe, or something.
That'll be fun.
500 episode.
I don't know. I haven't watched closely. Speaking of
yeah,
not
the
long ago,
debaters.
dude, I just got a phone call from Nexus.
Oh, they found your card?
I lost my card?
Yeah, he lost his Nexus card.
And I lost it in, I think, like Moncton,
Miramichi?
New Brunswick, somewhere in New Brunswick or Nova Scotia. I think it was Nova Scotia, actually. And then they called me and they were like, yeah, this is Nexus in Vancouver. I was like, what? They go, yeah, Air Canada sent it to our office. They found it, I guess, on the plane.
Oh, you lost it on a plane.
Yeah, I think I lost it on the plane.
Shoot.
You know what I was thinking, too? I think it was because it was in my jacket pocket, and I shoved my jacket in the overhead bin.
Right.
And I don't think I zipped it, and it must have fell out.
That jacket, you lose shit in that jacket all the time. It's
I
kind
know.
of like
It's the only time I've
Mary
ever
Poppins pocket bad jacket.
I've never owned a puffy jacket like that before.
It's a puffy jacket.
I had
pockets.
It's only good for very cold climates, sitting outside for long periods of time, waiting for politicians to come out and ambush them. I had that jacket when I was on 22, I think.
Huh.
Yeah. Also,
I wanted to. Speaking of that, waiting, not so much the politician part, but I don't know if you've ever spoken in public about the sort of the beginning of the end. Your Bill Cosby ambush.
The Bill Cosby ambush. I think I've spoken.
The Bill Cosby for the 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Have you spoken in public about that?
I feel like I might have. I'm not really sure. I don't think I've really talked about it in depth. Never gotten really into it.
Well, let's
crazy.
do it. Let's do it.
You want
to
talk about the Cosby thing?
Maybe where you did do it, they don't. I
don't know. I always
subscribers.
I tried to. It really did bother me a lot at first, like the first few years, and now I kind of gotten over it. And I feel like I don't know if I don't know what the situation is. Do people hold grudges if you talk about things?
Well, you don't have to throw anybody under the bus, but just
I'm not throwing it. Yeah, I wouldn't throw anyone under the bus.
Between you and me, we can say that this story, which they wanted you to cover,
right?
The show sanctioned you to cover,
right?
Bill Cosby was playing London. Was it London, Ontario?
So what happened was it was right when Bill Cosby, everything started coming out about Bill Cosby. And he had some tour dates in the U.S.
The rape stuff,
rape,
not like the Jell-O pudding pop commercials, but the rape parts.
Oh
wait, I just found out we're not supposed to say that word.
Why?
Just a little time out. But I was speaking to Preach. Do you know Preach?
Yeah.
He opened for Mike Ward.
Yeah.
And he has a podcast or what's a thing like this with Abba Atlas.
Not on YouTube. They'll ban us.
They say, yeah, there's 15,000 words that if you say, you cannot monetize yourself.
So you can't say rape.
Rape, racism, you can't say. Feminism, you can't say.
What? So how are we going to ever get on YouTube?
That's what I was wondering. Monetizing. Anyway, we might not be able to monetize because you can't say the R word.
Well, I'm going to have to bleep all of them.
Yeah, anyway, so Bill Cosby's misconduct, no, that's what they do. They end up bleeping them. Anyways, but Bill Cosby's misconduct.
So so what happened with Bill Cosby? Yeah, so everything that came out, then he had tour dates across the U.S. They all got canceled because people were pulling the plug going, well, we can't have them now. But for some reason, Canada still open arms.
He's a bleeper.
Still
because he's a bleepist.
Yeah. Canada was still open to having him come over and tell some jokes. So when I was on 22 Minutes, they wanted me to go cover the actual show. They wanted me to go outside and ask people, do streeters, asking people, why are you still going to the Bill Cosby show? Do you not know what happened to him? Like, what's going on? Did you not hear the news and you're still going? So we went there. We flew all the way to Kitchener. Yeah, it was Kitchener. Yeah, it was in Kitchener. And I think it was his first show of the run. I think he was doing Kitchener, London, and somewhere else. And we went there. We actually bought, which is not on this episode, we didn't have tickets. But we got there and we looked up on Craigslist for tickets. So I called a lady on the phone, on camera, but we never aired. I called a lady and I haggled her down based on the fact that Bill Cosby was a rapist.
A bleepist.
So it's like, she was like, I think she was still selling for $100 each. And I'm like, you're probably not going to have an easy time getting rid of them, because of everything that happened. I'm like, can I give you maybe $75 for the two? I don't know what I got her down to. I think I got her down to like $100 for the two. So we went there, we paid her. Did you end up
buying them?
Yeah, we bought them. Yeah. We got it on camera, but they didn't use it. They didn't want to use it. I think it was it definitely was a touchy subject to have a lot of fun with.
So I just realized how I use those
words. Touchy is not the best word to use to describe them. Actually, it's probably the best word to use to describe the Bill Cosby case.
Most famous bleepist in the history of America.
It's very touchy.
Yeah. It's touchy. It's tough to find the comedy, even though it's Bill Cosby.
Dude, it was very hard. But yeah, went to the show, sat in the audience. Although crazy show, definitely was a crazy show, man. I've never seen a show like that in my life. Like just the tension in the room, but also, dude didn't break character at all. Like I've never seen a comedian stay more composed ever.
And were people yelling things at him?
Yeah, man. There was some time every 10 minutes. There would be someone and they'd get kicked out. And then by the end, it whittled down. They would get rid of people. So everyone would kind of get scared and go, oh shit, we can't say anything. There was cops at every entrance to the theater. So if anyone away, you get kicked out.
You couldn't bring your camera in there though.
You couldn't. No cameras. We did film a little bit on an iPhone, so there is some footage. It is on the piece. If you go to 22 Minutes, I don't know if it's on the YouTube channel or whatever. You'll find. You can find it, and there is some footage of us inside. Weirdest thing, yeah, it was very weird, but also the craziest thing to experience as a comedian, seeing a comic just hold the room like that. Was incredible.
And did he still do his 2 hour like usual?
Dude, he did. Yeah, he did pretty much 2 hours, almost 2 hours. He was up there, man.
Wow.
Crushed. Okay,
wow.
Through all of this, insane to see. But anyways, the piece came out. I ambushed him after the show. He came out, and I ambushed him. Yelled some punchline, and then I turned to the camera like a dummy, just joking to the camera guy, and I go, "Oh, Billy just got joke raped." Because I just ambushed him. I got him when he wasn't expecting it.
Right.
And
And
But
what was it like?
all
You said
fun and
something
games for the camera, dude. All fun and games for the camera guy. That's all it is, you know?
Yeah.
But then we get back to the hotel and we're...
But what was the big joke you did though? It was like, "What? Way to go, Bill! Did you knock their pants off?
No, I didn't.
Did you have consent this time? Did you have consent?"
It wasn't about knocking any pants off. But yeah, it was... I said, Bill, I go, congratulations on your first show, 2015. It was like January 8th or 7th. It was January 7th. I remember this. He goes, I go, congratulations on your first show, 2015. He goes, thank you. And I go, way to start the year off with a bang. And he goes, thank you. And I go, I hope it was consensual this time, though, Billy.
That's it, with a bang.
Yeah. and that's it. And that's where it should have ended. And it should have been cut right there and used in our piece because that's all we needed. We just needed that punch, and that's it. And it was take us out of the episode, out of the piece. And sure enough, we get back to the hotel. We're all celebrating. First off, actually, before any of that happens, all the news outlets super pissed off at me. All of them, global, fucking all of them.
Because you stole the scene.
Because they were all waiting. They were waiting for Bill Cosby to come out of the theater, and they were all nervous. And like news anchors are generally, I mean, they're polite. They don't like to like run in on things. But when you're doing ambushes, you gotta you give them their moment. You go, all right, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. If none of them rush them after like 5, it's all game. It's your turn now. So they had their chance. They didn't do anything, and I literally walked right up to them, like face to face. So
you were talking to them over a car, though.
Yeah,
right?
over the door.
There's a car there.
Yeah. So they came. Security comes rushing and like pushes me up against a car, but then all the news was like, "Holy shit, we can get that close." So they all started rushing in because they realized, well, first of all, I got in their shot because I walked right up to them, so I got in their shot. So they were all really, really pissed. One of the producers at Global was fucking yelling at me, and I was like, dude, you had your chance. Your guy wasn't going, you know? Like, don't give me that shit. I felt bad because I didn't want to screw up their shot, but also, hey, man, it's fair game. I gave you your chance. You didn't go.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it goes to air, or it didn't go to air. We go back to the hotel. The camera guy and the producer they just got a call. They go, CBC News wants the piece. They want to use it to air to plug 22.
Yeah, because their crew didn't get it. Because some asshole jumped in the shot.
No, they wanted it to promo the show. But yeah,
clean.
that's funny. Yeah, we need it. Can you get the clean shot that you guys got? Because some asshole cut ours off. They cut, so they wanted it. So the producer goes over and gives it to him. The camera guy and me stayed at the hotel partying because we just got Bill Cosby, baby.
Right.
And then they gave it to the news. Next morning I wake up and my phone's just going off. Twitter, everyone's sending messages. How dare CB? This is what my tax dollars pay for. Bill Cosby is innocent until proven guilty. Stay out of his way. People just railing on me for this. And then a lot of people liking it, but a lot of people hating it. Because they were like, how dare you go after Bill Cosby? It was weird. They were still supporting Bill Cosby. Because
there was still people that weren't sure.
Yeah. So we ended up going back. We go back to Halifax, go back to home base. They cut the piece, and everyone loved it. Everyone was laughing, but the show was getting pounded on social media all weekend, just getting pounded.
So did 22 still run the piece?
So
CBC News ran it, and then 22 also ran it?
CBC News ran it right away the next day. So that's why people were sending me clips, because they were like, oh, this guy telling rape jokes on this is what our tax dollars. Some people thought I was a news anchor. They're like, this news anchor's bad at his job, man. You're not supposed to say things like that. So it just got totally blown out of proportion, taken out of context, and it was supposed to air on the show. They played it in front of the live studio audience. It got a huge reaction. Audience loved it. So everyone was like, oh man, we're going to nail it this week with it. The day of the show, that's the day the show's supposed to air, I get an email, and it's the showrunner, and he goes, don't be pissed. I'm sorry, I tried. We had to cut the piece. It didn't make the show.
Wow.
And I was fucking done. It hit me hard because I was like, I ate it all weekend on social media. I wasn't allowed to say anything. They told me do not respond to nobody on the internet. Not even your personal, nothing. Dude, they were watching my Facebook. They knew right away. Wow. I commented on like 4 days later, someone wrote something and I just wrote like a smart ass, whatever, fuck you kind of thing. And just left it. And dude, within 2 minutes, phone call to the office, to the writer's room, send them down. And I go into the office and they're like, yeah, I told you not to fucking, what are you commenting? Told you not to comment. And I was like, how, what?
Wow.
What do you mean? Like, literally, how did you know? You have to be watching my every move to know that I just posted like 5 minutes ago. So, super weird. All that shit was weird. Then it didn't make, so then, the Tuesday I get the email not making the show. And we get into the writer's room, and this is right before the writer's meeting. So every Tuesday, everyone gets together in the writer's room, and we all pitch ideas and stuff. So the whole cast is there. Everyone's in the room. And we're sitting there, and the showrunner gets a phone call. And I'm pissed, right? I'm like just sitting there fucking so I don't even know how to handle what I'm going through. I'm just like, this fucking sucks, man. Like, I'm eating shit. The show just abandoned me. Didn't play it. Didn't want to do anything about it. Again, I don't hold it against them because it was a weird situation and everyone was just trying to handle it the best they could. No one knew how. So it's no one's fault. It's just the way it played out. We're sitting in this meeting. Showrunner gets a phone call and he picks up the phone and he goes, yeah, okay. Puts the phone down and he goes, John Blair, who's a super funny writer, he goes, John, you're in charge of the meeting. I gotta go. He gets up and walks out. We're all like, what? He walks out and there's a row of recycling bins right outside the office. And he just fucking loses it and starts beating the shit out of all the recycling bins, fucking throwing them, kicking them, and then just turns around, kicks the fucking doorway to the hallway open and just fucking storms out. And the writer's room is just dead silent. And all you hear is Kathy Jones go, oh, they finally got to him. Dude, thank God she made me laugh, man, because I was fucking like scared shitless. I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now, but clearly shit is hitting the fan. So it didn't air.
I guess in retrospect, it's a touchy subject, right? It is one of the most vile crime that you can commit, but it's also being committed by what up to that point was arguably
the
greatest stand-up comedian. Yeah, he's like the best comedian of all time. And from where he come from, too, it's not like, not to throw anybody on him, like Andrew Dice Clay or Sam Kinison get accused of these things. Not that it's more believable or more acceptable, but it's like the guy that preached wholesomeness that, is famous for calling Eddie Murphy, saying that he said the F word too much,
Yeah.
And then it's turned out that he's F-wording people against their will for the last 30 years. It's like... It was a...
Dude, I don't blame people.
An unprecedented kind of story. So
it was a crazy...
logically, because it's a comedian, that a comedy show would cover the story in a comedic way, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Weird.
It was weird. It was definitely a weird situation. They ended up playing it the week after, but it took a lot. I had to I went in and had to have some meetings and was like, listen... this is not cool. You promoted the show, you did all this stuff, you put me in the face, like right there. And then as soon as the shit hits the fan, it's going to happen. Dude, whenever you're doing something that's funny or good or like making an impact.
Controversial, yeah.
Dude, it's going to happen. So it chewed me up inside because it was like, that's what we were going for. We were going for that. That's what you wanted. You wanted to shake it up, man. And we did it. And then you pulled back. You got nervous and you got scared. You pulled back, and that's where it looks like you lost. It looks like you were the one that was in the wrong, which we weren't. We weren't in the wrong at all. It was all right. There was nothing wrong with it. It was a funny piece. It should have been even funnier, but again, worried about some things, so they took out a lot. But yeah, no, it's weird.
It's kind of a similar thing that happened with Mike, Mike Ward. When you do something comedy, when people just deem it, you can never make fun of that. There can never be a joke about it.
Yeah.
People will say in the Cosby case, you can't make jokes about it. What about the victims? Well, we try not. We don't. In comedy, it's not cool. I guess you could say it's not cool to make fun of victims, but you should be able to make fun of anything. Anyway, it's very...
Dude, you should totally be allowed to make fun of anything. But now, you know what? That was that Cosby thing was right on the cusp of before cancel culture. It was
before Weinstein,
there was nobody that really got canceled. before that. I didn't understand it. I had no idea. I mean, it's small scale Canada canceled, but it felt like, dude, it was like I didn't do anything for 2-3 weeks. I sat at my apartment in Halifax. I wasn't even allowed to go into the writers' rooms because on contract I wasn't really supposed to. So I had to just sit there and like pitch ideas from my apartment, from my lonely apartment, for like 2 weeks.
Because they told you not to go to the writers' room?
Told me not to.
You were suspended, kind of?
Well, no, I wasn't on my contract. I wasn't really, the second year I was there, I was not really supposed to be in the writers' room. I was supposed to write from home because if they put me in the writers' room, they got to pay me weekly writing salary and all that.
Okay.
As opposed to just like, oh, write your pieces only, and then if I wrote a sketch or something, they would pay me for it, but mostly to just keep me from my stuff. So they kept me at home, and I was just writing from home and always sending in stuff, and they're just like, nope. I wasn't even getting responses for the first week, dude. It's just like they were just like, nope, nothing. Nope, you're not back on air. Nope. And then finally, like the third week, I was like, all right, it's Groundhog Day. I'm like, how about I interview a groundhog? And they were like, great idea. We love it. Let's get you in there.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's like, still turned out to be a good, funny piece, but I was like, are you kidding me? This is what we went from, like, let's break boundaries, man. We're going to be hardcore. We're going to change the face of comedy. And then
Abdul got death threats from PETA saying it was psychological abuse of a small animal.
Oh, man. Yeah, no. So yeah, that was the end of that, and then I did the groundhog piece. I think I did like 2 or 3 other pieces before the season ended, and that's it, man. I never went back. They never hired me, and it just kind of like took a turn, and it felt really shitty for a few years, just trying to get out of that, trying to figure out like it just felt weird because I come from a manual labor background, right? My dad's in construction. I worked in mechanics. Yeah. Generally speaking, you're a hard worker. You do a good job, you get rewarded, right? That's the old way that shit used to work. It was the first time in my life that I did something I was supposed to do, and I did it fucking great, and I got in shit for it. So like,
I guess society saw this particular case like you just did a really great detailing of a Rolls Royce, and then threw I have a small dick bumper sticker on the back of the Rolls Royce.
Yeah, that's something you get fired from the mechanical world. Change a guy's engine, and then you put a "I have a small dick" sticker on his bumper. Dude, that's such a. We should make little small dick stickers. Dick magnet. Yeah. I have a small dick, so people can stick it on the back of their friends' cars.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Make it the magnet. Remember, like the Beer Express? We can make a magnet, and then we just stick it on, walk down the street. Every fancy car we see, just put it on. I have a small
the Beer
dick.
Express.
Doesn't damage the car. It's just a magnet.
For people not listening, don't know, the listeners that don't
know. People
not listening to us right now. People who don't know, Derek had a beige 2001? No, 2003. Yeah, Toyota Camry. That was the Beer Express. That thing chugged, man. That thing had, how many miles were on it? What was the clicks on it before you
It's coming up on 300,000, and Reese put it in a ditch. My son put it in a ditch, and
what a great
it's still here. I haven't given up on it yet. It's still in the driveway. I thought we would make it a father-son project to fix it, because the kid, like, well, you don't want a car? It's still a great car.
Yeah.
But it needs a bumper and a headlight now.
Well, dude, that's a great project. You guys can work on it in the summer.
Yeah.
Fix
a bumper,
it up.
just the cover, the bumper cover. That's all it needs. I'm sure you could get that for like $150. Yeah.
Also, just to cap off the 22 minutes thing, I did steal a mug before I left.
Nice.
I grabbed a CBC mug and I said, "Fuck you guys." No, this was left over from the radio station that left.
Yeah, I have one of those mugs too, and I didn't steal it. It was a gift.
Yeah, no, this was because the Halifax building, the CBC building, they're actually tearing it down this year.
Yeah, oh, really?
Yeah, this the one on Bell Road. That's the historic building. It's been there for a long time. They've always been in there. CBC Radio and TV.
Yeah,
or radio moved. I don't know. There's some history thing. My friend told me this. He goes, "You got to get your facts together." We're talking to each other. We're like, we tell each other something, and we're like, "But I'm not really sure about that."
Yeah, we did one about my namesake. What like it was our test episode of the podcast, and I was talking about how my parents named me for Derek Sanderson, who was reputed, like, my memory was that he was like a junkie and an alcoholic, and he died in his 30s or something. Guy's still alive. He just got an award of some kind. He's
We talked about it for like 10 minutes about how he's dead and a heroin addict. And
turns out he helps pro athletes manage their money better now,
Still
and he's
doing
got an
well.
award. Yeah, he's still doing great. He's been sober for like 40 years.
He's actually been more sober than us for fucking his whole life.
Me
They're like, this
accusing
guy was a
him of
real
all this
train
stuff.
wreck, man.
I'm just trying to live up to the name. Oh shit! What? He's doing nice things. Yeah.
You really got to change your
man.
life around, buddy.
Yeah, I think maybe I was thinking of superstar Billy Graham or something, the wrestler whose bones
Billy
turned to
Graham?
mush because of all the steroids.
Okay, I don't know who that is. That's an 80s reference
Superstar.
again?
Yeah, I guess.
Gosh, I got to really study the 80s.
You were born in the 80s, eh?
I was born in the 80s, but I didn't start really acknowledging it until about 91 when my brain would function in a normal way.
What year were you born?
85.
85, all right. I think I had sex for the first time in 84. So
In
I could literally be,
84? Wow.
I could be your father.
You could be my father.
Wow.
You're fucking bad. No.
Oh, man.
That's crazy, man. 84.
Yeah.
And you're, okay, well, 79?
Yeah.
What are you born
72.
in? 72.
72.
Dude, you're born in 72? God damn, you're old.
79. I'd be 5 years old. Let's see, having sex in 84.
Yeah, that's true. What was I thinking?
72.
Talk about getting my facts right. You can't even do basic
Just
math.
simple math. Yeah.
Oh, man, this podcast is going to go hard. We need like a producer just to do simple math for us.
Fact checker. Yeah. Well, we can always do like pop-up video, like just all the facts we get wrong.
Yeah.
We'll type it in as an overlay over the camera.
Yeah.
This is not true.
No, true. Fake news.
Derek Sanderson's a lovely man.
Fake facts. Did you
And he
stop
never
it?
played for the Maple Leafs either. In that fake podcast we did to test out the technology, I said that he played for the Maple Leafs, so I don't know why my parents liked him. He never played for the Maple Leafs. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. Played for the Bruins and some other teams. Yeah, he never played for the Leafs.
Oh, God, I'm losing my
Abdul's
headset.
equipment's all falling
That's
off.
hilarious, dude. That's funny. He didn't even play for the Maple Leafs.
No. So, but all those lies I told caused me to research. Now I know more
Was
about
he even a
Derek
hockey player at
Sanderson.
this point? Turns out he was a professional squash player.
and / real estate agent.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude.
So funny.
Did you
What else
stock
did I
up
wanna
on?
talk to you about?
Did you stock up on toilet paper for the coronavirus?
Why would toilet paper for Corona? I know people are talking about that. I don't get the toilet paper part.
Neither do I, but it's running out, man. They're running out.
But I do have a flu right now. I'm like, speaking of toilet paper,
Really?
good thing I had a ample supply. Yeah, my stomach's been off.
Oh, gross.
Oof, yeah, I was supposed to have company last night. I had to cancel. I'm like, unless you want to fucking do puzzles while I'm in the toilet. Ugh. Hey,
That's
we're
gross.
coming up on the 28th minute. I'm going to go stop it and restart it.
Here we go.
We
This
have-
is the
we have
last
another
episode with old technology.
But we'll have a cleared through one with Angela's phone. I think we're testing a thing, but for the video.
Yeah, let's try it out, man.
This is fun.
Derek's got a cut. Don't touch your audio, though. Derek's got a cut because he's got an old school camera that stops recording at 30 minutes. And I forced him to buy a new camera, so it's coming in the mail, like we talked about earlier. But for now, he's got to walk over and push stop and record. There
Did
go.
you fill the time with
I
some
did.
witty banter?
I told everybody why you got to turn off your camera and start it again.
Yeah, I bought another one though. I bought another
it's
camera.
coming,
It
man.
should be good.
Yeah, it should be
It doesn't
great.
have a limit, eh?
No, it shouldn't have a limit. It's actually pretty decent.
Good.
Pretty decent. It should be good. Once we get it all set up, buddy, my goal is we'll have a whole production thing where I could pop up little things that you'll be able to see.
Yeah,
We could have videos
That'd be
play. We could do. It's getting there. We're getting there.
I really like that wood in your background too. It's really good.
Thanks, dude. You should do a little. And that's the next thing. We got to get you. You got to do a studio somewhere in the house.
Yeah,
Just build a
I
little.
gotta get a new
studio.
house. I gotta move. I think I've been here for 20 years. There's a lot of things that I've outgrown, like Reese's room. He find too small. Although if I move, I probably will get a 1-bedroom so that these fuckers can't follow me. If I
Yeah,
get-
but what about your tool shed?
Well, what about in the winter? There's no heat in there, and it's all packed. It's super full. I built a second shed, and it's full too. And what's funny is, remember that joke I used to do about my neighbor when she moved in and fucking told me not to shovel on her driveway?
Right.
The whole thing about my neighbor. I stopped doing it, but it's on an album, and I did it on CBC radio. I'm surprised I haven't been sued yet. Yeah, but when she moved in, she built a second cabanon, a second shed.
Yeah.
And I used to make fun of him. Who needs 2 sheds? I see you, loser. And now I have 2 sheds because I had to put. I bought all that new stuff for the yard that I wanted to put and protect in the winter.
So what would you do? Would you be able to get rid of stuff, or do you not have like? What do you got in there? The lawnmower? In the other one? The one that's packed? The one that you could use for a...
Lawnmower, all the pool stuff, tools,
okay, but then what the hell's in your garage?
I have a little office in my garage.
Okay, so why not set that up
turn
as a
that
studio?
into... I could, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. All you need is some lights.
Oh, great. Now I'm back online buying more shit.
Is buy another $500 worth of stuff on Amazon.
There's a fridge in there, though. There's a fridge in my office, so that's not good for the sound. I'd have to unplug the fridge.
Yeah, you just
every time
unplug
we
it,
record.
yeah. But that's not bad. But you shouldn't pick it up on with this mic. This mic is pretty decent. It doesn't pick up too much background noise.
Yeah, there's a fridge in the room I'm in right now.
There you go. Right over there. Yeah, you're like 5 feet from the kitchen.
Yeah.
You got a fridge and a stove and a microwave and a...
Yeah, as we heard on the last episode, toaster oven. Jamie was making an English muffin or something when I was doing this.
So you didn't hear any of that, I don't think. I don't know if
anyone
anyone
a little
did.
bit, but no one cares. But yeah, Mark Maron does his in the garage.
You could do yours in the garage.
Set it up in the garage.
Dude, this is all it is. I got the cedar. I got lights. I got a light here. I got a light over there and a light over here. I should send you a picture of my setup, man. I didn't send you a picture yet. I built a full-on studio.
I don't have the room. I need a new place. I'm gonna start shopping for a place in the country. You know what? The kids are resisting, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, let's
buy
get
a place
out there,
in the country.
buddy. Just make sure there's internet.
Right.
That's my problem here. I got shit internet, dude. So no one knows this. I live in like just outside of downtown Los Angeles. My building is so old. I don't even have access to high-speed internet in here.
That's crazy.
I pay $70 US a month because AT&T is the only shitty-ass company in here that brings service. And it's through a phone line because that's all that's available.
How's that?
I don't know. I have no idea. And I sent an email on Friday to my building because I'm like, I'm moving. If you guys are not fixing this up, man, I need internet. Like, I can't, the podcast, we can't do this. Like, I can't, we're doing this over, over the phone, over WhatsApp so that we can make, but if I get decent internet,
WhatsApp.
We could do it all through.
Great application to telecommunicate no matter where you are in the world.
Excellent.
Send text, send images, video conferencing like this.
Works
WhatsApp.
Great.
Brought to you by Facebook.
And now
hopefully WhatsApp sponsors this at one point.
That would be great. I'd love if they would, but they probably won't. They don't care about us. You think they care? You think they will?
I don't know.
We got to talk to
31 subscribers. 48 hours after we launched the first episode, we have 31 subscribers.
Also, thank you to everybody that subscribed and all the likes.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
And we are open to feedback. My friend Mark Jelena wrote me a thing. It's like, you guys really don't seem very organized. You might want to have a plan going into stuff. Maybe have some subjects that you want to broach. I don't know. He's like, it just feels like you're really sucking the life out of every subject, trying to find a punchline, and then you just fizzle out.
It sounds like
I'm like, dude, have you seen my act? That's how my act is too.
It sounds like you just woke up from your nap 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Are you ready to get on this? Yeah, buddy. No, we're getting it going. We're getting started. We got to get used to it. First of all, just your camera setup takes forever. Like once you get the setup. That's why I'm saying the best thing about having your own like little studio is that you don't touch anything. So that you just come up, you hit record, and we go into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you don't got to worry about
having those microphones that are on those springy things, the microphones
that's cool.
Instead of like it'd be like this, hey everybody, let me fix my microphone.
Yeah, you can look more professional, but that'll be another $300 on Amazon, sir.
Yeah, I'd have to buy a whole new house. That'd be good though. I'd like to buy a new house.
Yeah, and you get out, you go in the country,
like with water. I want to. Ideally, I think because Andy's only 14, she's still in high school. ideally, it would be to buy like a big property with a small house on it and get a pretty good deal on it. And then for a few years, struggle financially to pay the 2 mortgages. And then when the kids are all old enough, sell this one and take the money from this house and build a nice big house on the property I have out in the country.
Right. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And even like when we were in New Brunswick, remember all those places we saw, like
man.
right on the ocean, right?
So
like
beautiful.
it would be it's just you're so far from everything, But Nikki Payne did it. Maybe Nikki Payne, a very funny comedian. You should check her out. But she did it. She lived out in New Brunswick and just, you just travel to everywhere you need to go.
Yeah, the only thing is that it's too bad because I like New Brunswick. The Maritimes is awesome, so cool, but it's just that extra you're just that much more far.
Yeah.
Like if it was more in the center or a little bit like closer in, but you're like really, it's just, and the weather, it's not even that bad. It's mostly the weather when you're trying to fly out. They always have shit weather.
Right. You could get trapped there
fog
for a week
and then you're screwed.
I just signed on to do, it's called Salmon Fest.
What? Where's that?
Salmon Fest in Campbellton. Didn't we drive through Campbellton when we were out there?
That sounds
Campbellton,
familiar.
New Brunswick?
Yeah.
Is that not the place that was right outside? No, what was the place beside Pictou County? That we said, we should do the show. New Glasgow, that's it. No, anyway, so this is Salmon Fest in Campbellton, New Brunswick.
But wait, you're doing Salmon Fest?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's so cool.
And then,
are you going to salmon fish or are you going to fucking nap through the whole thing? Dude, you get all these great opportunities, and then you're like,
fishing
I'm just gonna
sounds like an activity where you could nap until the fishing starts happening.
Just bring me the salmon to my bed. Fucking guy.
What is this, The Godfather? They're going to put fish in my bed?
I don't fish. Wake up.
But here, we're trying to plan this out because we wanted to do a family vacation this summer too.
Right.
So, and I was speaking with James Mullinger. James Mullinger do a show in it's the largest outdoor show ever. He did it already. The largest outdoor show in New Brunswick. It's in like an amphitheater.
Okay.
Beautiful place. Like I think it looks like it's on a vineyard or something like that. Anyway, and it happened to be the next week. So I think I'm gonna try to plan a family holiday. It's right after I visit you in LA there at the end of June.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go whatever maybe. So it's gonna be like whirlwind vacationing, working. So I'm thinking go to Vegas on Saint Jean Baptiste or the day after. Do 2-3 days in Vegas, drive from Vegas to LA, which sounds like a fun thing.
Vegas on Saint Jean Baptiste, perfect. Way to really follow your roots there, buddy.
Yeah,
it's either that or
and then
Florida.
We're gonna do that Canada Day show in at the Comedy Store on June 28th.
Yeah,
right. And then visit with you for a couple of days. Fly back here like on July 1st or 2nd on Canada Day or the day after. Campbellton is July 3rd. For the Salmon Fest, and I'll go with me and all the kid and Angela will go there, do July 3rd. I'm trying to do July 4th with another show somewhere in that area in New Brunswick. And then I have the whole week to vacation, so rent a house somewhere on the water with the kids. And then on the 11th or whatever, do that show with James.
You're going to be July 1st here, and then how are you going to get back to New Brunswick for July 3rd for a show?
I'm going to leave there on July, because the Canada Day show is on the 28th of June.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Sorry,
so I'll be and then I'll hang out with you 28, 29, 30.
Okay.
Then leave on the 1st.
Head out, yeah.
Come home, do some laundry, and then take off for New Brunswick.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the plan. I gotta start organizing that, like finding the house in New Brunswick. Where do I stay to? Like somewhere between Campbellton and I forget where James's thing is. It's probably close to St. John because that's where he lives.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That sounds fun. That sounds like a good
run. New Brunswick in July. That's great.
That sounds great, man. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. That'll be good. And
give the kid a taste, too, of that country living, right?
Yeah.
Smaller town, house on the water.
That's
give
where
them
you
a taste
drop
of
it
that.
on them, buddy. You bring them out there and you go, listen,
we get
kids,
home and there's already a for sale sign on the front lawn.
Sorry about this, but that house we stayed at, that's the one I bought. That's not the cottage. Yeah, we didn't rent that. I bought that. Pack up your fucking clothes, buddy. We're moving.
Yeah. You have to leave for school 10 hours before the bell, but whatever.
Well, that'd be good. That'd be nice if you move out to a small place.
I think so.
I think so too, man. I think it's not a bad thing. I
really want to make a coffee. Do any of my family still live here? Jamie or Angela?
Hello,
Can I have a coffee, please? My listeners can't have me leave the frame again. Hello, Jamie? Ah. Ma belle blonde s'en vient. All right. Thank you, baby. Can I have a coffee, please?
That's
hilarious.
hilarious.
She don't want to be on camera. She's afraid of the camera. That's her hand, everybody.
That's hilarious.
Thanks, babe.
I like how you just call out for somebody to make you a coffee.
Here's and somebody showed up. That's the really impressive part.
That's
is that somebody
pretty impressive,
came. Yeah. Here's a little fun fact that people are often shocked. Like on Friday, I did a show. I opened for Mike Ward on Friday.
Oh, how was it, man?
In Drummondville, it was super great. He's a star, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And such a kind man too. He's
the best.
He's over the years has just become one of my favorite people in this business to just hang out with. Him and Marie come over here all the time, and it's funny. So we get there, right? I'm doing a show for Mike Ward. I show up with my girlfriend just because I need a designated driver all the time.
Yeah.
And people just assume though, like we walk in and Lelou, who is Mike's road manager, whatever, just start talking to Angela in French, right? It's funny how people, because of me, because of who I am, they just assume my girlfriend must be French, and she's just standing there like, je comprends rien. No parler de choses. And Mike's girlfriend, so me and Mike are both bilingual. Mike's girlfriend, Marie,
speaks no English,
totally
almost
French,
no English,
like
yeah.
almost no. Oh, unless it's song, like she loved to do like finish the song, like
Right.
Like if you like, there's game that she knows on the apps or whatever. It's like if you want it, here it is, and then you have to fill in the thing.
Yeah,
she doesn't even know the word she's saying. She'll be like, so the app says if you want it, here it is. She'll be like, come get it. She doesn't know words. She just knows. She tries to like articulate the sound that she remembers.
Yeah.
But yet, her and Angela, they communicate somehow, and it's very fun, very funny.
They figured out how to communicate with each other. So do they speak half and half, or what? How do they do that?
Marie speak a little bit of English, and Angela, she knows word in French. She don't conjugate well or anything.
Yeah.
But Marie will use English word, and then Angela will use a French word with mime. She starts miming thing like do you want wine?
Uno?
Le wine?
Uno?
And she'll point in
the
yeah.
Uno a vino.
Yeah. What? What'd you say?
Do you really want the coffee?
Thank you, yes. I almost wore the coffee. Do you want the coffee in the face?
Oh, man. There you go. You got the coffee.
Thank you,
buddy.
babe.
I need a coffee machine up here in this little studio.
Oh, can I have another pack of cigarettes too, please, sweetheart?
Oh, my God. This guy. You need a whole team over there to take care of you.
Yeah, I do. I deserve it.
I love how you own it. Yeah. Yeah, I deserve a team to take care of me. I don't know what... here's something that we did on the road that we didn't talk about last time. How we always discuss every time we go to eat at a restaurant, and we always discuss how, like, even if the food is shitty, we always end up when the waiter comes around, and he's always like, so how's everything? We all look at him great. After we just shit talk the food.
We're just like,
minutes.
oh my God, I can't believe they called this fish and chips. What are they, stupid? Fuck, this is the Maritime. I see, this is so good. How's your food? Oh, so good. Thank you very much. Compliments to the chef.
How do you do it? How do you do it? How do you stick it up to him? Just be like, listen, buddy, it's trash, all right? It's absolute
so Canadian of us.
Yeah. But it is a thing. Every time you get the food, you're just like, yeah, it's great. Thanks. But you did tell that guy the last time we went, that place in New Brunswick. Do you remember that? Or
the
you haven't?
place where it was just us? It was just the three of us
we
in
went
the place?
to, right after in Fredericton. We went to that restaurant right next to the theater. And the food was garbage. I don't know if we should mention it in case they want to sponsor us someday.
Yeah, no, I don't remember. No, we also went to that place. Remember that place? It was in Pictou because Peter Anthony. We did a picture.
Oh right, Fat Tony's.
With that guy. Fat Tony.
Fat Tony's.
Yeah, and I asked him. I'm like, oh, Fat Tony, is it because of your swollen glands? Because he had one arm that was super swollen, like, and he's like, no, that's because of chemotherapy. And I'm like, oh god. No, they call me Fat Tony because I used to be fat before the cancer. I'm like, oh. Sorry.
This is only stuff that comedians laugh at because we all wonder, we all question. Nobody would question it. No one would be like, why do they call him Fat Tony? But we have to know everything. We always have to question every single. Why are you Fat Tony? I thought it was because of your fat arm.
And people, yeah, because he has a fat arm. Like, it's a gland thing that the chemo fucked up a gland, so it's all swollen. My friend Ann McMaster, she didn't have cancer or anything, but she had one foot that's constantly swollen.
Oh, man.
Because of some gland problem that you have.
That must be horrible to walk on, though. That must hurt.
She's always had it, but she just have one foot that look fat, like it looked like a chubby baby foot, and the other foot's a normal foot. Yeah,
that's the best line now. That's the best thing to tell someone when you're like, "You want me to shove my foot in your ass, and I'll use the fat one."
Just to give you an example too, like we do say things. I think too because a lot of time we're not trying to be mean. We're not like, wow, you really, you don't look fat enough to be Fat Tony. You don't look, like. So it's just and the other night when I was opening for Mike, he's such a sweet man that he have a lot of fan that are, can you say handicap anymore? I don't know. Like you have,
Yeah, you could say handicap.
Challenged. Anyway, you have dystrophie musculaire, muscular dystrophy. Okay, so that's a bad one. Like it leaves you not, he's not capable very much.
Is this his?
But anyway, so we're talking, and he come into the green room after the show. Mike invited him to come because it's hard for him to stare or whatever.
Right.
So he came in and we were talking. His name's Gab, I think.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, sweet man. He's a graphist. He's a smart guy. But it's hard to understand. I'm not super used, so he's trying to talk. And I'm like, I don't understand. And, to lighten the air, I'm like, no, it's not because you're not talking well. It's because, alcohol. I was holding a beer. I'm like, oh, this is my handicap. It makes me not hear good. And Angela after is like, Derek, do you know that you said handicap to that man? And I'm like, yeah, but I was talking about me, but she's like, you shouldn't say that word.
What?
To somebody in a wheelchair. And I'm like, what? Really?
You can't say handicap?
I always said, I don't know. But dude, I've said this on stage even, like, the little sign that you put in your mirror to get better parking?
The handicap sign, yeah.
It's the handicap sticker, yeah. How come it's okay to call the sticker that, but not the fucker that get the good parking?
And even in French, is handicapé, no? And when you go to the hospital or whatever, like the actual sign says that. I don't think you're allowed to say handicapped. Dude, I don't understand any of these word things. Like, what are you allowed and what you can't, and like even the variations. Like we were saying last time, like you can't say colored people, but you can say people of color.
Right.
And like I called myself colored, and a black guy in America was like, I just want you to know you're from Canada. Maybe you don't know this. Because you can't say colored. You're not allowed. And I go, what do you mean? I can't call myself colored. I can't say that I'm a different color. And he was like, no, you have to say person of color.
Unless you're green, motherfucker.
You have to say person of color. I'm like, how does that make any sense? I could say person of color, but I can't say color person. Where's the logic? Why are we even worried about words? I don't understand.
That's the thing. I don't get it. Unless there's
doesn't make any sense.
Méchanceté, like
exactly.
Like there's mean spirit behind it.
Right.
That's where it's a problem.
Exactly. But otherwise, it's just a word. You should be allowed to use a word to say the word exists. You can't use a word at all now. We're just saying no, and then you go, why not? And you go, because you can't. You can't. That's all. It's like we're all so worried.
Which brings us back to the system in the great machine of society. That's what the Preach was saying. That YouTube, there's 15,000 word.
So how do you even know? What do you got to go through the whole handbook?
I guess. I don't. That's what he did. He says he ends up
I'm
bleeping.
just bleeping everything now, buddy. There's just going to be being bleeped every 5 seconds. Can you say can't? I don't know. That's a negative word. Maybe you can.
Yeah.
Maybe, oh, no, I did it again.
A British guy mispronounced it. Oh, I can't. What? What did he say?
Yeah, it must be all British people getting kicked off YouTube.
Cancel culture. It's
crazy the fact that you can't like words. It's just that I don't understand. I don't understand why everyone's so like up in arms about words. Unless again, like we said, if you use it in a negative context.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, it's a. Anyways, I don't want to get into it.
Jamie was watching this show, one of those real crime things.
Okay.
There's so much. It just had me thinking, like, oh my God, like I don't believe, I'm not religious or anything, but I'm just like, how does the universe allow these monstrosity people to exist, like people that abuse kids and that? It's like,
Oh, did you see that?
But yet us saying handicap or whatever, saying a word, all the people will give that attention. Like,
right.
Dude, there's so many problems in the world.
Anyway. Oh yeah, dude, 100%. That's the thing. Well, we're all worried. That I was watching like one of those animal documentaries the other day, and it's like this animal species hunts the other one, and they look them down, and they attack and just rip their head off, and like it's so gruesome. And I'm like, yeah. We're all like, you get cut off in traffic, and we're like, what is wrong with humans?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's like a slug that will poison a small turtle and like eat its organs out first while it's still alive. And you're like, oh my God, you didn't put your blinker on again. What is wrong with humanity?
I saw a beautiful video this morning, actually, speaking of turtle. It was a turtle that somehow got flipped on his back. And you just see him like, struggling. And then you see another turtle slowly come up and fix him. He put him straight, and they both walk off together.
Right into the sunset.
So nice. Just to get poisoned by a slug and eaten from the inside out.
Yeah, we're a little bit too worried, I think, these days. You were talking about an amphitheater, and it did pop in my mind. There is one in Sudbury that last time we did a show there, someone had mentioned that we should go back and do the amphitheater in the summertime.
In Sudbury, really?
Yeah. Apparently there's an outdoor, like a really nice amphitheater right by the water. And dude was like, hey, man, you guys should totally do, like they do a lot of a lot of stuff in the summer there, and people actually go out. Yeah. I don't know how good it is for comedy to do it in an amphitheater, but I mean, it does, if you're going to do New Brunswick, I mean, I wonder how that's going to go. We'll talk about it.
It's a thing that James Mullinger, also another great comedian, feel free to Google him, James Mullinger. Yeah. He's done it before, and it was like a record or something, like the biggest outdoor comedy show in the history of New Brunswick or something, which is probably easy because there's probably only ever been two. And one of them was a guy with a tinfoil hat standing outside the 7-Eleven. Comedy!
And he just got a crowd of people just looking at him. There's 10 people, and he broke the record.
It ended when they got tased.
The cops showed up. Hey, that's 15 more. That's 15 more people. Add that to the Guinness Book of World Records.
But if we can make that happen, it'd be cool. Like 2 weeks in a row, and I get to do that holiday in the middle. It's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, man. Well, what else you got coming up this week, man? You're heading to Toronto?
Toronto on Tuesday, and then I headline the Ottawa Yuck Yuck Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which we'll probably release this episode on Friday, right? So it'll be too late. So I'll be at the Comedy Nest in Montreal on March 19, 20, and 21, which will be the most accessible booking I have when this episode come out. Yeah.
So, go see Derek at the Comedy Nest. Otherwise, DerekSegue.com for all your booking needs.
AbdulButt.com also with 2 T's. AbdulButt, 2 T's.
2 T's. And at Abdul's Butt and at the Derek Seguin on social media.
That's right.
So we'll talk about your debaters when you're back, man. I'm very curious to hear what it was. If it was an anniversary show, or maybe maybe they just ordered extra sandwiches this time in the green room.
Just tricked me. Yeah, they tricked me. It's an intervention. I'm going to Toronto for an intervention.
That very well might be, because you are always late on your debates. So they're probably
not this time. They asked me to put effort this time, and I had 3 draft in.
Wow,
great.
congrats,
I
guys.
did really
Round
good.
of applause for Derek Seguin. He had 3 drafts.
On time.
The people at
Yeah,
the debaters
first one
are going to
was
be
in.
so happy about that.
I was in 24 hours early with my first
Man,
draft.
that's usually people don't know this, but usually Derek's running to board his plane while jotting down the final,
I need more napkins.
the final finishing of his debate, and then he gets in the air and he's like, "Oh, I got no internet to send it to them." Oh well, that'll be fun, man. That's cool. I will be in. I'm going to Long Beach for a show on Tuesday or Wednesday. There's 2. I'm doing one in Burbank. I'll be at Flappers. Again, this is not going to air. We'll talk about it when we after this airs.
Flappers,
so
that's cool.
unprofessional. Flappers. Yeah.
Long Beach, actually, my favorite stand-up special of all time is Richard Pryor live in Long Beach. He's the one where he's
it
wearing
live?
that red,
No,
that
that's
red
live.
silk.
Isn't that live at the Sunset on Sunset?
Sunset Strip is the suit when he taped it once and he bombed and he quit early,
Right.
and then the next night he went back. That's Sunset Strip.
Okay, the Long
This
Beach.
one is live in Long Beach. I think it's 1979 or 1980s,
I
wearing
gotta
a
go back and
red
watch that. I
red
don't
silk
remember.
shirt and black slacks. So funny, so funny.
Is that before
It's-
the Sunset Strip one?
I think it's after. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's definitely after he set himself on fire, because he talked about that.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta watch that. I don't know if I don't remember it.
He this show you how much of a rock star he was. I think Patti LaBelle was opening for him. Like, they have a band opening for a comedian. It's crazy.
Dude, back then, for sure, the rock star status, how crazy it used to have been. Like, it doesn't seem like it's as big as it was. Even though, like, Netflix is making these huge stars now, it doesn't seem... and, like, comics are pulling up. You see them driving, like, fucking dope-ass cars. Like, just crazy.
McLaren's. Yeah,
Like, the amount of money that people are getting from Netflix. But
if we're gonna keep going, I have to do another camera stop.
No,
Otherwise,
we
gotta
should
wrap
go.
it up.
Should we stop?
We got a minute. We got a minute to wrap it up.
all right, so let's wrap it up, buddy. Should we stop?
All right. This is great. Tell us what you think. We need to improve. If you think we need to be more organized and not just having a chat, let us know. Comment. I think there's comments possible on
There's
YouTube, or send
comments
us a
on
tweet,
YouTube.
whatever.
Yeah.
People are asking us for merch too. We need to come up with merch. Maybe those stickers. I have small balls or small dick.
Yeah, we'll get
magnets.
some stuff up. We're working
Bacon,
on
no
it.
bacon. We
We've got a
small bacon
logo
balls.
in the works right now. Logo's coming up. We're getting it all done. Derek's getting a new camera. You're getting a new camera, buddy. That's going to be
That's
a big
right.
one. We're going to fix it
New
up. We're going to
camera.
get this once we
And
get
I'm
your
taping an
studio.
album. I'm also taping my new album in Ottawa.
In Ottawa.
So
that's
gonna be
this weekend?
Yeah, this coming
So
weekend.
If this
When
comes
this
out on
when this
Friday,
goes live,
Friday
it'll be the
night.
next night. It'll be Saturday night. that we're
Saturday
doing the
night. So
album.
go see
Yeah.
Derek Saturday night in Ottawa if it's not sold out.
All
already.
in the hopes of maybe getting a Juno nomination. This is
I think
exciting.
you'll
The beginning.
Yeah. Did you? Okay. Yeah, we got to go. You're running out of tape.
Yeah, we got 26 seconds left.
All right. Well, should
Any
we
final
roll it?
thoughts?
Should we do it right to the end? Should we just keep going?
No, because I'm not sure exactly. It could be over already. I don't know.
God damn. All right. We'll
It's
see you,
fine.
buddy.
Cheers, buddy. Love you.
Love you too, man. See you.
Bye. Bye.